Hey everybody, it's Jim from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff. Today I'm reviewing the Alec and Bradley Kintsugi. And that name Kintsugi comes from an ancient art in Japan of repairing broken pottery with liquid silver or gold to make it stronger than it originally was. The lore behind that name and why Alec and Bradley came up with that name, back in 2021 when they were developing the cigar industry was under a lot of pressure and turmoil because there were some looming regulations. They were actually talking about making handmade cigars regulated the same way as cigarettes. It never did happen, but at the time it was kind of worrisome. And Alec and Bradley decided that the cigar companies needed to have a united front, and they were too fragmented, broken like pieces of pottery, and that the Kintsugi would inspire them to be organized and have a united front against the regulations. Well, as I said, the regulations never happened, and we still have the Kintsugi, though, which is a pretty good cigar. I've smoked a few of these that I can recall, and I really liked them, which is why I'm coming around to this interview, in spite of the rather silly backstory. A little bit about Alec and Bradley, because you notice Alec and Bradley, not Alec Bradley. Same company. Basically, this is Alan Rubin, who is the founder of Alec Bradley. Back when he started the company, I think 1996, he named it after his two sons, Alec and Bradley. And now, fast forward to 2017 or so, and they were grown adults. And he wanted to get them involved in the cigar business. So he gave them the authority to blend three cigars, but not under the Alec Bradley name. They were Alec and Bradley. So the first one they came out was, I think, 2017 Blind Faith and 2019 Gatekeeper. That was actually a very good cigar, very good full-bodied cigar that got pretty high ratings. And then in 2021, they came out with the Kintsugi. This is the third and probably the last because in 2023, Alec Bradley was acquired by the Scandinavian Tobacco Group, and they took over the company. And Alec Bradley is an interesting company in that they never had their own fields or their own production facilities or anything like that. They always worked through third parties. So, and it was a pretty easy company to buy for Scandinavian Tobacco Group. They just basically took over the distribution. And as far as I know, and I can tell by smoking Alec Bradley cigars, their cigars are the same as they were before the buyout. Anyway, let's get back to the cigar. Kintsugi, medium body. I really like the medium body on the cigar when I smoked it before, so we'll see how this holds up today. This is a Toro size, 52 gauge by 6 inches. All right, I'm going to get this thing cut, lit up, and get back to you with the final report in a few minutes. All right, I'm back smoking this Alec and Bradley Kintsugi, and gotta say, construction-wise, it's been quite an adventure. I posted some pictures for you to look at on it. It started out, I didn't think there was any hope for it. I thought it was going to unravel and fall apart and break apart and everything else, and I really didn't. I babied it a little bit. I left the band on. I showed you I kind of tore half the band off, and then I slid the band down to the end and stuff. And you can see right now, it's never looked better. It's perfect right now, but it was a wild ride to get there. Anyway, good draw. I didn't need any relights, so that's a good thing too. I like the smoke production, and all's well that ends well, I guess, in terms of construction. Taste wise, I like the cigar, but it isn't quite as wonderful as I remember it being. Isn't that the case? And it was good, no question about that. Wood primarily, a nice wood cedar kind of finish to it, but with a little bit of earth mixed into it. And there were some nuts. I'm going to say cashew nut type flavor, but it was a lot more peppery than I remember. And not black pepper, not sweet pepper, somewhere in between. I don't know. I'll say red pepper just to pick something. But it had definitely a lot more pepper kick than I remember it, but not a full bodied cigar by any means. So good taste profile. I did like that about it. It wasn't quite as good as I remember it being. Overall smoking experience, I'm going to say for body, it's pretty much even medium, maybe medium plus because of that pepper I mentioned. And with the flavor profile being pretty good, I'm going to give the overall smoking experience on this an 8. And like I said, it was a little bit rocky road on construction, but it turned out fine. So that's it for today. I will see you next time. from Cigars and Other Dude Stuff.